early in the morning.
Wakey, wakey, eggs and bacon.
And UFC Breakfast with Corey Cotter and Sam Zayden. Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. UK. And UFC Talk Radio, the voice of the Toon Army.
Everyone getting ready, getting excited, I hope. I know it's a very, very miserable time in the Toon at the moment with the weather, guys, but hopefully you guys are all getting ready for a fun weekend. And we've got lots and lots of stuff to get into today. But as always, I'm Corey, and we're joined by my very, very ugly friend, Semi Boy. How are we, Semi?
Mate, I'm bloody fantastic. How are you?
I'm bloody fantastic, mate. One day from the weekend, you can see my energy is at 110. But guys, before we get into the swing of things, if I could remind you guys to put a quick like on the video, goes a huge way in helping me and Semi and the channel. And please subscribe if you guys have not. For tonight, guys, as always on the breakfast show, we're always going to try to get to all of your comments. We want the show to be very fan interactive. But guys, if you have a question for me or Sam or anything like that, just put a Q in front of the question and we'll make sure to get to it at some point in the show. But lots to talk about today, Semi Boy. I'll do a quick run through the show today. So we've got news of Barnes potentially switching from England to Scotland for his international football. He is still eligible to do that as he's only played one friendly game for the Three Lions. Then we've got Keith Downey reporting on the injury news coming up for this game against Manchester City. Then we've got Florian Thauvin, an absolute disaster signing, commenting on his time at the Toon. Very, very interesting to see what that bloke's got to say, mate. What a disastrous signing that turned out to be. And then we've got transfer news coming out from Club Brugge for Joel Ordoñez, a very, very young player who apparently we've been scouting for the last 2 years. So interesting news coming out about that. We're going to go over the new transfer strategy by the club and a little bit of a further look at Ross Wilson and what he's done at his previous clubs. He's done a lot of great work at his previous clubs. So we'll have a little bit of a deep dive into Ross Wilson's career, see what he can do at the Toon. And then the final two segments for today's show will be Shola Ameobi, obviously getting a lot of flack at the moment for his role as the loan coordinator. And then we're going to finish it off by looking at the next 5 fixtures. So let's get into it, Semi Boy. Harvey Barnes has come out in the last 24 hours doing an interview with Sky Sports, I believe, saying that he is looking at switching camps from England to Scotland. Pretty interesting move by Barnes there. He is still eligible, Semi. What do you think of that, Semi? Do you think it's a positive for Barnes, maybe getting involved in some more competitive international games, or you don't want to see another player playing international football regularly? Always a risk of injury.
No, definitely not. I'd rather Barnes go to Scotland, to be honest. To be honest with you, he's not going to play for England. There's a few that are ahead of him, and I think he actually has realised that now. So, I mean, with Scotland, he'll most likely start for him, and they've already qualified for the World Cup. So why not, mate? Go hard, mate. Definitely, I support you all the way.
Yeah, 100%. I think getting selected for your international team, obviously, it's a huge honour to play for your national team. You probably dream about that growing up. Obviously, he's got ties to England, playing one friendly game for England, but like Semi said, if you have a chance in your career to go and play for a national team, like Semi said, it's going to be a lot of competition for Barnes to get in front of some of these current England wingers. So I fully support it. And I think it does a lot.
Not just that. I mean, it's the World Cup as well. You know, I mean, this is probably the last chance he'll probably get, if anything, because he's aging a bit. So it'd be a good move for him, definitely.
Yeah, and Scotland, man, they've got a bloody fantastic side at the moment. You saw what they've done against Denmark recently. So I think if he does join that squad, what a side they're turning out at the moment. Most Premier League players, mostly Premier League players in that Scotland side.
Premier League proven players, definitely.
Yeah, 100%. They've got a very, very strong side. So I would welcome Barnes moving to the Scotland camp and just getting that competitive football, giving him a bit of a boost in his career as well. I think it's good. all around for everyone involved. But touch wood, you never want injuries away on international football. But very, very exciting for Barnes if that
Look,
is the case.
injuries is a part of the game. It's always going to happen. I mean, like there's even if he's at international duty or he's at the club. I mean, if he's getting injured, he's getting injured. It's just got nothing to do with where he is. It's more his body and obviously the work rate that his body can handle. So, I mean, if he can make the World Cup with Scotland, why not, mate? Just go give it a good crack. Why not?
100%. And the more players that Newcastle have representing their international teams, I think it just looks
Of
better
course.
for the club.
Of course it does, 100%.
It makes the club appear as a bigger club. So I think everyone's pretty happy all around. Graham saying on the Harvey Barnes situation, he's saying, I'll be happy if Barnes does that because I support Scotland over England, even though I was born in England. Well, Graham, mate, elaborate on that. It's very, very interesting, mate. You're probably one of the only Scots over there in England who was born gone for Scotland, mate. So very, very interesting. Let me know why that is the case, mate. But Graham also agrees that he would like to see him.
Mate, I'm very similar to Graham here, mate. Like, I'm born and bred in Australia. I don't really like Australia. Don't go for them.
Don't like Australia, mate. What are we talking about here?
No. Sorry, mate. You think I like the Socceroos? The only time I supported Socceroos was in 06. No chance in hell I go for the Socceroos.
What a disastrous take, mate. What a disastrous take.
Sorry, mate. I'm from Australia, but it doesn't mean I have to support Australia. Stuff that. Unless I go for a team that's always got hope.
So he's like a bloke from Liverpool, but in Australia, mate, against his own country. Very, very poor by you.
Mate, I don't even watch the Australian League, let alone trying to go for Australia, because most of them come from the Australian League. I mean, we just said they play like a bunch of girls. Like, imagine like actually supporting a team that a bunch of girls just put together and go and play in the World Cup. I mean, that's what it's like.
Very, very bad from you, Semi, mate. Not happy whatsoever.
Sorry, guys.
But besides that, guys, we do have some injury news ahead of the game for Manchester City. So Keith Downey reporting recently that Tonali, Gordon and Pope were all present at training. And there is a hope that they will all be available for the game. With Tonali, I think some news has come out recently that I don't think it was necessarily a knock or injury that Tonali was dealing with. I think it was more a matter of I think if he got suspended one more time that he might miss Italy's next game, which would have been a big one. So I don't actually think there was an injury on the Tonali front. I think it was just Italy's camp trying to save him in case they had a big game coming up. So yeah, I don't think that was anything there. But Pope and Gordon both in training, which is good news. Obviously,
speaking on that Italy situation, imagine they missed the World Cup for a third time in a row.
Italy are knackered if that's the case, mate.
Is that not insane? Like a club, not a club. I mean, a national side that's won it 3 or 4 times. I think they've won it.
Yeah, and they just won the bloody Euros, man. How did the European
you know what I mean?
Not get into the World Cup?
Make it insane, insane. I actually just saw this video the other day. They're like, okay, Brazil has lost 4 games or 6 games, but somehow still qualified for the World Cup. Where Italy has lost now, say 2 games. But they miss out on the World Cup because they have to go through a playoff.
You know, the whole qualification process for like the European team seems bloody absolutely strenuous, man. Like it is so hard to be a European side getting into the World Cup. For fans probably away from Europe and maybe South America, clubs like Asia and in the Middle East, it's pretty easy for the bigger sides to qualify in that. It's going to be very, very rare. You don't see a side like Japan or Australia, one of those sort of Korea, always seem to be getting into the World Cup. But if you're a European side, man, the bloody qualification process for you guys is an absolute Lord of the Rings movie, man. You just have to go through some trials and tribulations to even get a chance to play in the World Cup. So
yeah, I mean, like, look, it's obviously the toughest spot to go and play is in Europe, and that's where all the competitive sides really are. So, or the national sides are. So it's just it does make it a lot more difficult. But Italy not making the World Cup for a 3rd time, that's absolutely criminal, mate.
Absolutely bloody criminal, man. Well, we've seen a lot of the UK-based Wales, Scotland. They've been performing very well as of late. We've seen Wales get very deep into Euros in recent years, and now it looks like Scotland might be able to take that next that next step to be a big team in
Look, funny part is
international
they could still
football.
make it. You know, them or Ireland or both. I'm not sure how many get qualified into like through the playoffs. Is it one or two? Is it two? Potentially two, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's one automatic, and then the second one maybe goes into a qualifying round if I'm not
No. So now there's
mistaken.
playoffs. So I don't know what is it like a round robin. I'm not even sure how it works, to be honest. But like even
Yeah, I'm
Ireland
not
could potentially be
100%.
so like all the UK sides in there.
Yeah,
So
well,
it'd be very interesting.
Ireland actually sits second in their group, 3 points behind Portugal, and behind them is Hungary on 8 points. So Ireland
No,
have a
that's
very,
done. So they're in the playoff where Hungary missed
oh,
out.
that's done now. Okay,
That's done. Yeah, it's all done. So now it's just playoffs.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, big things going on in international football. That's for sure. But back on the injury news, if you guys are just joining us, Tonali, Gordon, and Pope all pictured in training. And Tonali, obviously, I don't think he was dealing with a knock. I think it was a suspension issue they were trying to prevent. But on Pope and Gordon, Semi, you'd probably imagine that Pope won't be featuring in this game, just coming off a concussion. And considering his form, man, I think probably giving Ramsdale the nod might have been the smart decision, even without the concussion protocol happening. So I think we'll still
Yeah,
see
I agree.
Ramsdale start
I
this
think
game.
Ramsdale should be starting, but you know, like Eddie Howe does like to keep a regular starting 11. So if Pope was to start, it would not surprise me. But look,
Yeah,
like I said, if Pope starts, it does not bother me. I don't mind Pope starting. I mean, like I said, he's a great shot stopper, but
mm,
we just cannot play out the back. Where with Ramsdale, he's a very good shot stopper, probably not as good as Pope at shot stopping, but I mean, it's a lot smoother coming out from the back because he can
yeah.
pass the ball. So I'd rather that than what do you call it? Because obviously there's less pressure on that back four needing to not pass to Pope, and then they could pass to Ramsdale.
Yeah, for me, obviously the passing's a massive benefit from Ramsdale as well. But I think going into a game like this Manchester City game, I think
Yeah,
from
huge
corners,
game.
I think Ramsdale is just so much safer, collecting crosses and corners. Pope
Yeah.
as of late has been very poor off corners, punching it with those bloody limp anorexic wrists, mate. Just absolutely no power on some of these punches this bloke's been doing, putting us into some very dangerous positions off corners. So, like Sammy said,
Hey,
I think Pope.
it's quite amazing that a guy that can throw as far as he can can't punch a ball.
Yeah, bro.
Oh,
He's like the bloody
the
Olympic
bloke
shot
doesn't
put
even need a kick;
medalist,
he just
mate.
throws it.
You can bloody part. You can throw it better than you can kick it. That's for sure, man. I'm not
100%.
The bloke's better passer with his hands than his feet. But I think
He even
Semi
saves better with
made.
his feet than his hands.
Yeah, but guys, for me, I think especially coming off a concussion protocol, we don't know how severe that was for Pope. Even though he did pass those protocols and the test after the concussion, I still think it's a pretty big ask chucking him straight into the City game. And I think Ramsdale is a player with a lot of confidence, even though he hasn't been getting the minutes that I think he probably thought he was when he initially signed for the club. So I think Ramsdale's a safe option there. But more interestingly, out of the three players who are coming back from knocks or injuries, Anthony Gordon, Semi. I think you said on yesterday's show that you would like to see Anthony Gordon start on that left wing if he is fit. Do you still maintain that, Semi, or do you think maybe
I do
Harvey?
always. You always got to go with your best starting 11. I get he's out of form and that sort of stuff, but once he gets going again, I mean, like he's a very hard man to stop, and obviously with his speed, it would definitely help us going forward. Look, to be honest with you, like I said, I would rather Gordon start, but if he's still not 100% and he could
No.
play potentially 30 minutes, I mean, start Barnes, get him on with 30 minutes to go, could be a game changer for us off the bench. Well, we'll see what happens, I guess.
110%. Guys, we've got a lot more people just joining the show as of now, guys. So if you missed the start of the show, all we've covered so far is Barnes potentially moving to Scotland from England. And then Keith Downey obviously reporting that Tonali, Gordon, and Pope were all in training. But next on the discussion, Semi Boy, we've got Florian Thauvin, a player who in 2015 I thought was coming to save the Toon. I thought he was going to be an absolute belter of a signing. One of my bloody favourite players in FIFA at the time, mate. I was absolutely rapt when we signed him back in 2015. But he's done a recent interview with Sofoot over in France. opening up about the move to Newcastle United and what a mistake that was for him. So we'll get into a few of his comments soon, guys, but we will jump straight back into the chat and you lovely people. One other thing, guys, we do want to open up the show. Obviously, we love to read all of your comments, try and keep you guys involved in the show as much as possible. But guys, we do have a link. If any of you guys do want to join the show tonight, just put a little comment saying, yes, I'm keen to join, or I'd like to join. And we'll put the link out there, guys, and you can come on for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, however long you guys want to jump on. We'll get your takes on the season as a whole, your hopes and expectations coming into these next fixtures we've got coming up. So I won't put the link out yet, guys. I just want to see if anyone is keen to do that. So, guys, if you do want to come jump on, just put a little comment saying you're keen to join, and I'll put that link out. It'll be very, very fun to talk to you guys live. So let us know if you do want to be a part of the show tonight. Graham elaborating on why he picks Scotland over England, even though he was born in England. Graham says, Scottish ancestry, that's why my name is spelt like it is. Mate, that's fair enough. If your family's from that part of the woods, mate, I fully support you, mate. And you're looking in bloody fine form at the moment. So big congratulations on your win, Graham. You're looking like a fine side at the moment.
Of course, mate. Definitely. Congratulations, mate.
Congratulations, Graham, mate. Big win for you. Then we've got Gog Singh. Very nice to have you back, Gogs. Always have some very, very good comments. Gog says, I always feel players come back from international duty is good. Opens their mind up to alternative setups to their club mindset and freshens up the clutter mentality. Yeah, like always, Gogs, you're very on point, mate. I think that's a fantastic comment from you. I think even just getting selected for your national side, that it shows the players that they're doing the right things at club level, and it probably gives them that motivation to kick on, gives them a little bit more belief in themselves to take that next step. And like Gog said, being around a different team environment, learning new tactics, playing with different players, I think it's always a benefit, man. For me, the only downside is, obviously with additional games, there's always risk for injury, but I think the positives far outweigh the negatives.
You know what? So, yeah, of course it does. Yeah, because mate, look, you're going away, you're getting away from the club, you're getting away from, say, your teammates. Sometimes you just need that change. There's nothing wrong with a bit of change. Like, it's just a breath. It's a breath. A breath of fresh air. Right. I don't know, I was going on tongue twister, mate. I just want to come out. But yeah.
Time, Semi boy, mate.
It's a breath of fresh air. Thanks, mate.
Third time lucky, mate. You got there in the end, mate.
But it is, mate. Yeah, definitely. It's good to get away. And sometimes there's a lot of things that are happening at the club that obviously we don't see. So, mate, just maybe come back refreshed and let's get going, guys.
100%. Very, very good comment from you, Gogs, as per usual, mate. Then we've got another regular, Choppy. Very nice to see you, mate. Nice and early. Choppy says, hi, Corey and Sam. Italy have won the World Cup 4 times. Yeah, I think Sammy did say that. Unfortunately, one of those was in 2006, mate, when that was meant to be ours, Semi boy. It was meant to be Australia.
100%. So, if Australia were to bloody win that World Cup, mate, that was it. That was a game changer for us. But don't get me there, mate. The bloody Italians, they know how to dive, that's for sure.
Olympic.
Look, I think there's only one person that doesn't know how to dive, that it's the Italian. It's bloody Tonali, but he's not very good at diving. Half the time he gets kicked in the leg and touches his head, but we never get a bloody call from him.
He needs to learn from some of his other international teammates, mate. Start diving on the floor, start skipping around like you're on ice, mate, and we'll start getting a lot more fouls. So, Tonali, man, take after your heritage, mate. Start getting on the floor, start getting us some fouls there, mate.
100%.
Then we've got Michael, mate. Welcome to you, Michael. He says, evening, Corey and Sam. Morning, all woke up to snow this morning. Yeah, guys, nice. I've heard the weather over there is bloody abysmal, guys. It's looking like a white Christmas over there for you guys.
That's awesome.
I'd love to see a little bit of snow, Semi boy.
Mate, I'd love it to see in Sydney, mate. I'd go straight to the bloody Harbour Bridge and see it snowing there, mate. It'd be bloody awesome. But yeah, mate, like over here, we don't get any snow, mate. All we get is bloody 45-degree heats.
Yeah, I think I was born to be in England, man. Just my skin tone alone, I'm as white as a piece of A4 paper. I'm almost translucent. I'm that white, mate. So I think I'll thrive.
Like, honestly, if Corey was in England, mate, I swear to God, you'd lose him in between the snow. That's for sure.
I literally wouldn't be able to walk outside. I'd just be like camouflage, mate, straight into the snow with my white skin. So, unfortunate for you, Michael, mate. Hopefully the car's not too slippery for you, mate, and you get to work or whatever you need to do.
Corey walking around with Harvey's has to before a car bloody comes and hits him.
That's why I got me ginger hair, mate, so people can see me, mate. I got me big ginger beacon on top of my head. And then we've got Darren, another regular, mate. Awesome to see all of you guys here this morning. Darren says, morning all on this snowy morning and evening, Corey and Sam.
Good morning, guys.
Darren's got big interviews today at work, mate. So congratulations, and I hope everything goes well for you today, Darren, and hopefully work doesn't take you away from the breakfast show, mate, because the breakfast show, priorities, mate, over the job, priorities.
Right, send the if somebody's got photos, send some photos and then put them on. Let's have a gaze what's going up at Newcastle.
Show us what you guys are going through, guys. Would love to see it. Would absolutely love to see it. Then we'll do one more comment, guys, before we get into Florian Thauvin's comments on his time at the Toon. So Lynn, another favourite of mine, always commenting on the videos, always showing lots of support. So Lynn says, good morning, my fave Aussies, Corey and Sam. 0 degrees and snow again. Bro, I think we've even had a 5-degree day in Australia.
You know what? Once, Corey, I went on a Europe trip a few years back. That was the first time I went to bloody Europe. Whenever Arteta had his bloody COVID, and I got the game was bloody cancelled when I was up at Newcastle. Anyway, that trip, I go up to Norway, right, to go see the Northern Lights. It was minus 21 degrees up at Tromsø. Minus 21 degrees. I promise you, I think I had 5 jackets on, 5 pants on. You still feel it in your bones, right? Anyway, 3 days after, we go down to Switzerland for a bit. It was snowing up in the Alps, mate. I'm telling you, I was wearing one jumper like it was nothing. I don't think minus 7 degrees, mate. There's a massive difference between minus 7 and minus 21, mate. It's insane.
That's criminal,
insane.
Mate. I'd be booking me bloody flights back home at that stage. Freaking criminal. But guys, we will get to your comments soon. And if you're just joining us, guys, we do have a link to join us live here this morning. So if any of you people are keen, it can only be for 2-3 minutes, or if you want to come on for 20, half an hour, however long it is, we'll put the link in the comments, but just put a little comment saying, yes, I'm keen to join. And I'll post that link for you guys so we can come and get your say.
Yeah, even if there's a question that you guys want to ask and say, we can debate about it a bit. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, we'll do that as well. So it's just whatever you guys are up for tonight, or today, should I say?
Yeah, if anyone's keen, guys, let us know in the comments. Just put a little comment saying yes, keen to join, and I'll put that link out to you guys, and we'll be able to talk to you live. But before we do that, Sammy, Florian Thauvin, a player we signed back in 2015, mate, when we were in one of our lowest points in recent history. He obviously came to the club with big aspirations of doing big things. I think he scored a goal and assisted 2 in his first game in the League Cup, from my memory. I remember after watching that game, I said, man, do we have a player on our hands, a French magician. I was a huge fan of Thauvin before we even signed him, so I thought it was going to be an incredible signing. Evidently, the bloke only lasted, I think it was 6 months at the Toon, and he did get shipped straight back to France. So it was a disastrous signing for us. But Florian Thauvin did do an interview with Sofoot over in France, and this is what he had to say on his failed spell. So basically, the club said to Florian Thauvin, Olympique Marseille at the time, if he didn't leave the club that transfer window, that Olympique Marseille were in big chance of being relegated, and the club coming under serious financial scrutiny. So Florian Thauvin was pretty much forced out of the club at that time. And the only club that came in with an offer big enough to help Marseille at the time was Newcastle. The owner of Marseille actually said to him, at this point, you have to sacrifice yourself for the club or Olympique Marseille will collapse. They're direct words from the chairman to Thauvin before he's moved to Newcastle. And then getting into that, he said, the time at my club was a huge mistake. Obviously, hindsight is a big thing, but that is not how you build a career. It was a bad time for me. I'll tell you what, Thauvin, it was the worst time for us Newcastle fans, mate. What a bloody spoiled brat this bloke is, Sammy boy. What a spoiled brat, mate. Has 6 months away from his home and the bloke throws his toys out the pram. Pretty shocking stuff from him, to be honest, Sammy boy.
Can I ask who was our manager back then?
Well, Rafa did end up coming in that season, so...
Was it before or after?
Oh, I think it was before, actually, before we got relegated.
That was the season we got relegated, wasn't it?
It was, 2015, yeah. The season we got relegated is when he came in to try and save us.
Look, I don't blame him for saying what he said.
Yeah.
Because the Newcastle at that time wasn't a place that anyone really wanted to go. I mean, you look at that training ground, it was disgusting. It was below par. You look at the stadium, the bloke hadn't fixed it for ages, and all you could see was Sports Direct everywhere. You know, there was a lot of players that didn't want to play. You know, we got relegated for a reason, mate. Like I said, that team that we had, it was actually such a strong side. I don't even know how the hell that team got relegated, but they did.
On
so
paper,
it
man,
can't.
That side should have never been bloody, not even close.
No
to the
chance.
relegation
I mean, like Sissoko, Wijnaldum, but we had a few other decent players in there, man. Like, I don't know how we got relegated.
Yeah, no, some proper ballers. I think just the culture around the club in 2015, man.
It was a shock. It was just it was toxic.
Time.
It was a dark time. It was a toxic club at the time. I don't blame him for saying what he said. I mean, like, if he was to come now, he'd probably think of the whole club differently, you know. But I mean, it is what it is. There's not much you can do about it. But yeah, I'm not disagreeing with him.
No,
because at that time, I think we all hated being Newcastle fans. So
the poor bloke's gone from Marseille. He's been told by the chairman, you've got to leave the club if you want to save the club. You've got no bloody choice. So I think even before he probably signed at Newcastle, man, there was probably a lot of I don't think he wanted to come to the club whatsoever. So if you don't want to come to the club before you even get there, as soon as you get there and when things start getting tough, your mentality is not going to be at a point where you want to perform for the club.
You got to remember, he's young at the time that he came. Like, you're talking 10 years ago.
And he's one of the biggest stars back then out of...
That's what I mean. Like, he had a lot of potential. Man, we had a lot of good players. Like I said, like Wijnaldum, like Louis. There was always a little bit of shining light in between that darkness, wasn't there? But it was just... It never really... The light never really just turned on, mate.
I remember
there was always a flicker of hope.
Well, the bloke used to wear a bloody tuxedo to every home game, man. Thauvin. I remember Alan Shearer absolutely ripping him for wearing that tuxedo at all the home games. So, just
why
from
I didn't get it. If he wants to look classy, he can look classy. I didn't get it. Like, mate, you're at a professional sport. Like, this is the Premier League. I didn't get it.
We had to wear a tuxedo, bro. Wear a nice suit or something. A tuxedo is a bit much for a bloody home game at St. James's Park. That is bloody criminal. But, yeah, guys, I thought it was interesting when I read that story today. Very, very dark time and very interesting just to visit that club around 2015, just to revisit what the club was like, the mood around the club. And some of the signings we were making back then just did not make much sense. I know it made sense on paper, but if you take into consideration all the other things around Thauvin at that time, probably didn't look like the best signing to be made. But yeah, that was Thauvin commenting on his time at the Toon, which I thought...
Like, honestly, we made some signings that we thought were going to be great signings, you know? Like, like bloody Remy Carbella. Remember him?
No.
Yeah, he had a little trickery going on, and he never really hit the ground running. I mean, there was a few of them that just never hit the ground running. And it was disappointing at the time, but now you just look at it and just like, what were half of these signings?
Everything happened for a reason. But guys, yeah, if you're just joining us, we have gained about 10 or so viewers since the start of the show. So I'll do a quick recap. So Barnes, obviously looking at switching from the England camp to Scotland for international football. Tonali, Gordon and Pope were all at training and there are hope of starting at the weekend. And then we just covered Florian Thauvin's move to Newcastle United back in 2015. Coming up, we will speak about potential signing from Club Brugge, Joel Ordoñez. So we will speak about him. And then we're going to go into Ross Wilson, what he's done at some of his other clubs and the new transfer strategy that we will be implementing. So very, very big things coming up on the show, guys. So stay tuned. And like I said at the top of the show, we do have the link to invite all of you lovely people to come and have your say on the breakfast show this morning. So guys, let us know if you are keen to come jump on for a few minutes and we will post that link. But before we get into the Joel Ordoñez move from Club Brugge and the potential signing, we will get back to a few of the lovely people in the comments. So Choppy on Pope and his ability from corners. He says, why doesn't Pope just catch it? Well, Choppy, mate, common sense sometimes does not prevail, mate. And sometimes you just want to punch the absolute crap out of it, mate, even though your wrists are as strong as a plastic straw. So, yeah, I agree with you, Choppy, mate. It would be much, much more practical if he did do that.
100%. But look, first of all, he has to get to where the ball's going to land before he can try and punch it and catch it, because some of his timing is just out of this world. Sometimes he's nowhere near the bloody ball.
Yeah,
That's how we've considered a few of the goals, and unfortunately, so it's just not there. He's in the wrong position.
His positioning off corners as of late has been absolutely knackered, Choppy. So I think we're all probably keen to see Ramsdale get involved at the weekend and get his chance. But on Ramsdale, we've got a comment here from Graham. He says, I've got a problem with Ramsdale. He's been relegated with every team he's played for apart from Arsenal, plus Eddie's 5th season thing. You got to look at Ramsdale, though, Graham, in the sides that he was playing for. I think he made the most saves. Was he at Sheffield United semi before?
I'm not 100% sure. Sheffield United, he was, yes.
Sheffield United.
He was. That's what. Yeah, he was at Sheffield United before he signed for
Southampton.
Arsenal.
Was it? I think then he went to Southampton.
That's right. They got relegated.
Yeah, let me get.
I'm surprised England haven't been relegated yet.
Oh no, it was so Bournemouth and Sheffield United. I think in that Sheffield United season, I think he made the most saves across any goalkeeper that season.
Look, mate, you know, if he had Oliver Kahn there, mate, he wouldn't have saved Sheffield United.
Sheffield United were absolutely knackered in
I think we went there and put 8 goals on him.
Yeah, 100%. I think if Ramsdale wasn't there, guys, we would have seen the bloody craziest goal differential in human history in the Premier League. So,
well, you know what's funny? I think we've got the most now out of anyone in Premier League history with that fixture, because we ended up scoring at 5 goals at home as well, and that we didn't concede. So I think it was total 2 games, 13-0.
Knackered, absolutely knackered. But Graham, I understand what you're saying. I think any goalkeeper that's been relegated more than twice is always going to be a little bit of concern. But I think you've just got to do a little bit of a deeper dive into this teams that Ramsdale was playing for at that time, and how poor some of those sides were, man. And I think he was probably one of the only bright lights in some of those sides. So, and look, man, you just got to look at his form at Arsenal. That first season when he came to Arsenal, he was an absolute world beater. I thought he was going to be nailed on for England #1 after Pickford left. I don't know what happened there, to be honest, with at Arsenal with him. I don't know if Arteta fell out of favour with him. I don't know if I feel like his distribution was up to standard. That's why they brought David Raya in. So
yeah, but Raya's been doing the same mistakes as what Ramsdale was doing.
Yeah, I think Ramsdale's an absolute quality keeper, man, and I definitely want to see him stay after the loan expires. So, Graham, I fully understand where you're coming from, mate, but I do think it's a little bit harsh on Ramsdale, as I think he's a quality keeper. So quality 6 times.
Yeah, maybe put yourself a bit of a round of applause.
Alrighty, guys, we'll get to a few more comments and then we will have a look at a potential signing, and then we'll get into the Ross Wilson and the new transfer strategy by the club. So Gog saying Newcastle season kicks on after December. I fully believe. Gogs, mate, you're 100% right.
We can't wait for that.
Yeah, I think
we can't wait for it until after bloody December. We need it to kick off this bloody Sunday.
I think these next.
Well, should I say this Saturday night?
Can be an absolute launching pad for us, Gogs. I think. Look, man, if we can even get a draw against this Manchester City side, I think that is going to fill the boys up with some absolute bloody belief in themselves, like they should 100%. Have the top side. So, Gogs, I think this later half of the season is bloody so important, like every game is in the Premier League. But agree with you there, Gogs.
Mate, we need to start winning. It can't start from December. Like, what is the aim for this season then? If we're going to start off in December, like, that's when he puts the toilet flush. Put the toilet flush, mate.
I don't have the toilet flush, man. Chris, you got to get me some more sound effects, Chrissy, mate. I've got no bloody sound effects here. I've only got 6 of them. I need more. I need a bloody big soundboard, Chrissy.
And you got to do one for the phone as well, because Cotter keeps saying some silly stuff as well.
Guys, put your super chats in so Chris can afford some new sound effects for me on my soundboard. We would much appreciate it. Then we have Bada Isa, another OG of the channel, saying, good to see Tonali, Pope and Gordon train today. Look, mate, the more the merrier, and the more bodies we get off that injury list, the better we will see the club perform.
Definitely.
We've got Darren Lee here saying, I hope Howe starts with Ramsdale, Troops, Tiao, Botman, Hall, Bruno, Ramsey, Sandro, Barnes, Nick Waltemade, Murphy. Far out, man. I thought you were going to say 3 players, and then you named the whole bloody starting 11 on me, Darren. I had to keep going. Far out. I'm puffed out after that, Darren, mate. You're making me work a bit too hard here this morning, but let's just have a look at that team. So Darren wants to see Ramsdale in goal, Trips at right back, Tiao, Botman at centre back, Hall at left back. Then he wants to see a midfield 3 of Bruno, Ramsey, and Sandro. Interesting. And then he wants Barnes, Nick Waltemade, and Murphy this weekend. Fingers crossed Howe makes the changes. Look, I would be absolutely stoked with that. I think Tonali and Bruno are obviously marked on, but if it's Lewis Miley, if it's Willick, if it's Ramsey, I'm happy with any of those 3 coming in as that third midfield option. And then for me as well, I think I'd probably rather see Barnes start on that left wing, just due to Gordon not being involved as of late. So yeah, I'd probably rather see Barnes as well. But I think that's a very strong side you've got there, Darren, to be honest. On that semi-boy, would you rather see Ramsey, J7, or Willick or Miley? I think the other 2.
Me personally, I'd start Miley with Tonali, like I said, as a 4-2-3-1. But if we are going to play that as well, and they want to play Bruno and Tonali together in the centre defensive mid role, I mean, Ramsey's a good centre attacking mid, because that's really his position as well. So I wouldn't mind seeing that as well.
Yeah, I think, Darren, you got a very good point there, mate. I think I'd love to see a bloody double pivot with Bruno and Tonali, and then
I just think we need a formation change. We can't keep playing with that 4-3-3. You can't. It's not working for us.
I'll guarantee you. I think this team is screaming out for a 4-2-3-1. We've seen how much Waltemade benefited from that 4-2-3-1. The double pivot with the wide players playing a lot closer than our wide players do. They almost play right side by side to the number 10, and they just they flow off each other so well. So I think if our wide players come in a little bit more inside to the number 10, and we play a recognised number 10, whether that's Ramsey or whether that's Willick, I think we're going to see the team really benefit, and I think we're just going to look so much more balanced and fluid with that team. So very good point there, Darren, mate. And then we've got Darren also saying Sweden finishing bottom and still getting a playoff spot. How is Sweden getting a playoff spot?
That doesn't even make sense.
Those blokes have been that bad.
They got 1 point.
Negative points. They should be on negative points, bro, and they're going to get a World Cup qualifying spot. Darren, mate, are you sure about that? Someone please let me know if Sweden is still getting a... That's criminal, man. That is bloody
That's actually insane. Imagine you finish last in your group without a win and still have a chance of making the World Cup.
Guys, that is absolutely bloody criminal. There's only one sound effect to Sweden this year, and that is this. Bloody knackered. Absolutely bloody knackered. We'll get into one more comment, guys, and then we will get into the Joel Ordoñez news. So Gog saying, Australia have had great players play in the Prem over the years and decades. It's a long, long time ago now, Gogs.
It was, mate.
We used to have some ballers back in the day, mate. But seems like all the good players stopped playing for Australia after the 80s and the 90s, mate. We got bloody none of them besides Timmy Cahill after that. But appreciate your comment, Gogs.
That 06 squad was insane. That was an amazing squad.
Proper side.
That was a proper side. Like, I mean, no team really wanted to verse us because of the Premier League quality we had.
And physical.
And like I said, mate, we were very unlucky not to beat bloody Italy. I mean, we got done by a shocking refereeing decision and an absolute diver, you know.
Alrighty, guys. We will get to a few more of your comments. I know I'm very, very far behind as per usual, but I just do want to get into this transfer news. So according to Marseille Football, Newcastle United are advancing in signing Ecuadorian ball-playing defender Joel Ordoñez, who is expected to seal a move away from club, chasing the now 21-year-old for 2 years and are ready to move as a replacement for Fabian Schär. Expected fee for the centre-back is around £30 million. Semi a pretty bloody big, 30 million euros, so a little bit more manageable. It's a fee for a young man coming from the Belgium league.
Yeah, I get it. But we are it is a spot that we are going to need to start investing in. Maybe they see something that we don't. I'm not sure. I've never really seen him play before, so all we could do is hope for the best and let the professionals do their job. Because did anyone really know anything about Matic Chow before this? Like, did you really watch AC Milan and see how he was playing? I mean, it's normal. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
scenarios. But yeah,
but that's what I'm trying to say. Like, there's a lot of plays that nobody's heard of, and then they come on and they get burst on the scene, and you're like, mate, he's a good player, you know. You just you don't really know with these sort of stuff. I mean, look, sometimes it's just how can I say it? It's just more like taking the chance with him. But I mean, you got to give somebody a chance beforehand.
We've got some very, very aging defenders, and also defenders. A lot of defenders who are coming to the end of their contracts at this year. We've got Lascelles, Kraft, Fabian Schär, Trippier. We've got a lot of defenders.
Even Dan Burn. Dan Burn's like 34, isn't he?
Yeah, but I'm just talking about players who are coming to the end of their contracts. So, guys, 4 players potentially leaving at the end of this year with their contracts expiring. So, there is no doubt that Newcastle is in a desperate need for new recruitment in defence. And guys, I think signing a player like this, obviously we haven't signed many players, South from these European leagues. So I think it's definitely showing a different approach in our scouting. And I welcome the move. Like Sammy said, I've got to be completely honest, guys. I don't think I've seen him play a minute of football, nor did I even know his name before I read this article. But our scouting department at this club has proved time and time again that they do know what they're doing. Full faith into the recruitment team at Newcastle. And I welcome a young player, a young South American defender, man. I think a little bit of bloody flair and tenacity in that position is always welcomed. So
of course it is. Mate, are you with Optus?
Nah, why's that?
Mate, your internet keeps cutting out. It's an absolute shocker.
Guys, let me know if it's my internet or if it's semi-dodgy bloody mobile data that he's using on his phone, because everything is looking pretty pristine to me at the moment, guys. So let me know if I'm buffering a bit or I'm a bit laggy, or if Sam's just bloody hopeless and it's all his fault as per usual.
Well, it can't be, man. I'm on the mobile, mate. Like, I got 5G. You know how quick 5G is, mate? But it flies.
5G is knackered, mate. It is weak as Pope on a corner, mate. Weak as anything. Weak as anything.
Weak as a ball on Pope's feet.
So yeah, guys, that covers that. If you are just joining us, we did cover Barnes for England to Scotland, Tonali, Gordon and Pope all in training. Then we spoke about Florian Thauvin's move to the Toon. And then we just covered a new signing potentially.
Even the guy from Brighton, I heard we're in for him. The centre-back. The blondie, I can't remember what his name is.
Well, there's also talks about that. I think it's a midfielder from AK Alkmaar over there in the Netherlands. So looks like the recruitment team is learning
something like that. Yeah, like he's a younger. Yeah. So he's there's a lot of big clubs after him. Yeah, like Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. I mean, like there's some absolute bangers in there rearing for him. Hopefully, he chooses a side that he could potentially get in, and not choose any of the big sides. So.
Yeah.
Hopefully it turns out to be all right.
Like I said, guys, it looks like we're going in a new approach. Looks like the club has learned some of its lessons from this last transfer window. Looks like we're trying to do a little bit of business early, and the scouting team is going in a new direction. On the scouting team, guys, we've got a lot of news coming out from the club about the new transfer strategy. And we're going to get into a deep dive on Ross Wilson's career as a director of football, some of the moves that he's been responsible for, Very, very interesting to do a bit of a deep dive on Ross Wilson's career. He's had a bloody great track record. So we will have a look at that. We will have a look at our new transfer approach. But we will get back to you lovely people in the comments before we keep cracking on. Darren saying it's snowing heavy still, mate. Very, very unfortunate. Craig Rington, mate. Craig says, morning, Corey and Sam. Horrible day here in northeast England. I've got me Nick Waltomate scarf and NUFC hat on to keep me warm. Looking forward to another great show. Thank you very much, Craig. Absolute legend, mate. Absolute
Thanks,
legend.
Craig.
We appreciate it.
Mate, come down here. We'll give you a little bit of a cuddle. There's a bit of warmth down here, mate.
Come here, mate. Trade the bloody cold weather for some absolute bloody sunburn, eh? For some absolute sunburn. But good to see you, Craig, as always, mate. Then we've got Paul Wright returning as well. Great to see you, Paul. He says, was -1 where I am on the night shift at work, and it was freezing. Or -1 on a night shift, Paul, mate. You're a bloody hero for doing that, mate. I don't think I could survive a night shift, let alone a night shift at -1 degrees. That sounds bloody horrible, mate. That sounds absolutely bloody shocking. Your work environment sounds like a cold night at Stoke, mate. I don't know how you're doing it, Paul, but you're a bloody champion for doing it anyway, mate. Absolute champion. Appreciate you joining in on the show, mate, after a big night at work. So big up yourself, Paul. And then we've got Gavin Fuller saying, international breaks can be good if we are playing crap, but if we're on a winning run, it can knock us out of rhythm. Very, very good point, Gavin. Like I said before, I think the only downside for me for international football is obviously the risk of potential injuries, but you bring up a very good point. If the team's clicking and you're getting those patterns and that movement in, then maybe going away to a side, your international side, that's maybe not doing as well, who has less quality players, maybe that can stuff up your timing and everything like that. But
look, we've already had 2 international breaks that we thought were going to help us, and we seem how haven't changed. But look, hey, hopefully third time's the charm, as they say.
The international break for us has been absolutely buggered as of late.
Do you know what? They've come at the perfect time, yeah? They've come, all of them, at the perfect time, where we've been absolutely rubbish and trash. Like, but we haven't woken up from it.
Yeah, never learn.
They're still like the raccoons in the bin trying to figure out what they want to eat.
But yeah, no, very good comment by you, Gav. And then we've got Still Bad Dad, another bloody regular, mate. Good to see all the regulars joining us this morning. One day till the weekend, the guys. Get pumped up and get motivated. One day till the weekend, guys. Let's get excited, guys. It's nearly Friday, everyone. It's nearly Friday. Get that energy up and get amongst it, guys. Then we've Dogs saying, I feel like more players will be used as pawns nowadays due to PSR. Gogs, mate, you're on fire tonight, Gogs. Absolutely on fire, mate. I think that is an incredible point. And when we do have a little bit of a deeper look at our transfer strategy, PSR is heavily involved in this new transfer. Not only is it affecting players, managers, agents, but it is also directly affecting how our new approach is going to be in the transfer market. So great by you there, mate.
Look, even with that, but I think most clubs tend to do that. I mean, because obviously they got to keep up with the PSR. So once we get over that hump, which hopefully is in a couple of seasons, where we don't have to sit down and worry about the PSR anymore because the club is generating enough money for us to spend and do all that sort of stuff, we'll be all right. But in the meantime, I guess we're going to have to just deal with it until then.
Deal with it like everyone else has been doing it. But guys, just quickly, we've got a lot more people joining us, guys. So what I'm going to do for today on the breakfast show, I am going to put out a link, guys. That link I'm going to put in the comments. If any of you guys are keen to jump on board the breakfast show, you don't have to have your camera on. You can turn your camera off and just chat to me and Sammy Boy. But I will put that link out there, guys, and you can come jump aboard for however long. It can only be a minute, 5 minutes, whatever you guys want to do. But I have just posted that link, guys, if you are keen to get on board. But before we keep diving into the look at the new transfer strategy.
Your internet's bad, huh?
It is bad?
It is, yeah. You keep cutting up pretty well, man.
I think it might be you, Sammy, because I've got good stuff on my side, mate. So it might be you. Guys, let me know if my internet is bloody woeful or if it's just Sammy absolutely stuffing stuff up as the bloke man
Bro,
taking
it's
me
you
out
that's
of the
cutting out,
club.
not me.
Nah, it's Semi Boy, guys. Put it in the chat. Semi Boy, my internet should be fine. It should be fine. But guys, getting into Newcastle United's new transfer strategy, it has come out recently that the days of Premier League proven is looking like we're going to stray away from that. With the club, obviously knowing that these transfer fees for some England talent comes with a huge transfer fee. And to save a little bit of money, we're going to start exploring some other markets. So on that, it looks like we are going to be getting into the Brazilian markets. The scouting network is focusing on South American players, leading to an inquiry for Vasco da Gama's sensational 19-year-old forward Reina. Reina's rated at a much more manageable 25 million euro transfer fee, and these type of players can be a direction for the club. I've seen a lot of Brazilian wonder kids as of late going for some absolutely bloody insane transfer fees, Semi. So I think if we can start getting some young and emerging Brazilian talents, I think it is going to be a big game changer for our club.
Mate, 100%, because there's such a big market, yeah, on Brazilian players. I mean, the thing is, and like they're obviously all so skillful. They're all raring to go and get into a first team somewhere. Like, trust me, they're not hard to find. They're bloody everywhere. Just go to Brazil, you probably find 10 of them on the street, just with you walking out of the bloody airport.
Oh,
It's like,
really? Yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%.
Like, yeah, mate, that's all they do. They breathe football there as well. So, like, surely they can't be that hard to bloody find.
Yeah, 100%. And then look, guys, it's not like they've got a good track record as well. We've seen players like Estevao coming from the Brazilian league to Chelsea, the impact that he's had at that club as a very young kid. So I think you can sign him directly from the Brazilian team, and these players have shown that they have the ability and the experience to come in and perform even at young ages. So I think Brazilian market is such an untapped market. And if the Brazilian market is the approach that Newcastle are going to start going into, I think that's going to be very good for us financially. Because even if the players don't perform, Semi, being Brazilian and if they're young players, we can always sell them for a little
Of
bit of
course,
additional
because they've
money,
got
even
so
if
much
they haven't
potential, you
performed.
know?
Yeah, they don't necessarily
Yeah, but
need
you
to
know,
perform.
it's not even just Brazilians, but even just South Americans in general. I mean, they're highly skillful players, you know? If you
Yeah.
even watch Ecuador and you watch Colombia or just like those national sides, sometimes they're just, mate, they've just got some amazing players.
Yeah, no, for real. So, guys, I think that's very exciting news. Obviously, Premier League proven is sometimes a little bit safer, but at that same time, it's a lot more bloody expensive, guys. And you don't get to see some of these emerging talents that we will see in the Brazilian league.
Yeah, but even in saying that, you've got a lot of apparently, like, we were meant to go and buy Santos, the club in Brazil,
Well, I'm gonna
PIF.
get into that as well. So,
Yeah,
guys,
because I don't know whether that actually happened, but we were planning on buying it. I'm not even sure if that's still happening or not. I don't know. You probably got a bit more information on that, Corey.
no, well, I will get into that, guys. So it does look like PIF is going to crack into the Brazilian market, which I think is absolutely fantastic. And then some big news as well. Not only is it the Brazilian market that the club is trying to target, we're also going to start going for just younger players in general. We're going to start trying to sign some wonder kids, some young teenagers who have lots and lots of potential. Obviously, with all of these financial rules in today's market and in today's footballing world, you've got to generate value and money for the club for you to be able to spend money. So, look, signing these young players in is a very smart decision financially. And look, it gives us a time to develop some of these players. So not only are we looking at the Brazilian market, it does look like Newcastle United is looking at younger players in the European market with interest in 19-year-old AZ Alkmaar midfielder Kez Smith. This also signals a focus on high potential overseas project players, indicating a willingness to move beyond a perceived preference for UK-based experience. With all this said, Semi, it's very well and good saying that Newcastle United's new transfer approach is going to be focusing on young players. But if we sign a bunch of these young players, these youthful players, is there a chance that Eddie Howe might not utilise them with his lack of youth playing, Semi? Is that a bit of a concern for
You know what?
you?
It's not about him not wanting to do that. Maybe the players aren't ready. Maybe the players aren't good enough. That's what nobody thinks about. Other than Lewis Miley, that's really cracked that first team. And you got to remember, he's our junior.
Yeah.
Why aren't others doing it? If you look at the under-21s, I mean, like they've been abysmal.
No, 100%. Well, that's the thing that I'm thinking of. Is Eddie's reluctance on playing the youth a matter of he just doesn't like youth players, he rathers more experienced players? Or does Eddie just not believe in the quality and the talent of some of the younger players we have now, and bringing in some of these wonder kids from Brazil, from Europe, with a little bit more quality? Will that be the change in Eddie Howe, maybe starting to play some of these youth players and getting them more involved?
Maybe potentially, because look, somebody everyone has to start somewhere. You know what I mean? If you're good enough to make it into that first team squad, why wouldn't he choose you?
Yeah.
Like, what makes you think, for example, Willock deserves to be on the bench?
100%. I fully agree with you, Semi boy.
You know what I mean? Like, if we've got youth players that are good enough to make it, he will definitely put them. Like, even whenever we were in the preseason, I mean, he played a lot of youth players as well, but nothing other than the South Korean guy that's on the left wing. I'm not sure what his name was. I can't remember. He's the only shining light that I saw. Yeah, like he was the only shining light that we had that was in the preseason. Everyone else looked knackered, and they've brought it into the season.
He was looking pretty good at the start of the
season. Mate, he looked really good, mate. He looked really good.
Died off a cliff, man. Haven't heard much about him as of recent. So, guys, to be honest, I don't think Eddie Howe's reluctance of youth is just because he hates youth players. He only wants experience. But I think it more indicates that Eddie might not trust the level of quality of our current youth players. And look, if this new approach from PIF is to be bringing in these wonder kids and everything, I think it's only a matter of a time until we discover a gem and that can be involved.
Of course. Yeah, but of course, that's what I'm saying. Like, mate, if you're under 21s are doing well, and I mean by well, like they're top in the league, I mean, surely you've got talent there. Yeah, that's why you look at Pep. That's why you look at Pep and he's always bringing in new players, not because he has to, because he's got quality.
Yeah. 100%. Definitely, I don't think it's a reluctance to play the youth. I just don't think Eddie trusts the current youth that we have. So this new approach...
Man, I can't even trust that first team.
Yeah, that's a bit like, if you can't trust the first team at the moment, how are you going to bring probably any of these young lads in and just...
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're going to just go, you know what? You're in a spiral right about now, yeah? Oh, yeah, let's just throw some young guns in there and let them spiral down with them.
Because at the moment, like, if I look at the academy, I don't really see one player who I think can come and join this first team squad consistently at the moment. Like, I just don't see any real clear players who at the moment. So, look, guys, I think it's a very, very good approach by the club. But just on this approach, Sammy just mentioned before that the club was looking at getting into a multi-club situation similar to Chelsea, similar to Manchester City. We have a lot of sister clubs, and you're a multi-club organisation, similar to the Red Bull camp as well. So just on that, PIF's long game. In the long run, ownership is reportedly keen on following the successful Red Bull multi-club model. The aspiration is to create a structure where young talent can be developed at partner clubs before joining them at St. James's Park. Or being sold on for a major profit, which I think we are absolutely bloody screaming out for, man. We do not sell players for any profit whatsoever. It is always at a minus.
No, we just sell rats for profits.
Besides Isaac, yeah. Besides the absolute filthy Swedish rat, mate. This is about building a football powerhouse from the ground up. Guys, what do you think of this new strategy from the club? I think it is absolutely unreal. I think it is a step in the right direction, and it is very, very exciting times ahead.
Yeah, because look, they're saying to make their way to St. James's Park. Like, at the end of the day, we are in the Premier League. No one else is. So we are the main focus. We are the club that everyone wants to like say all these sister clubs, like all these players want to end up at Newcastle. They don't want to just stay at the clubs that they're going to be obviously at. So we are the main focus. So all these players want to come and play for Newcastle. So that's what you want. You want these players to get in there, mate. Hopefully we'll find some
100%.
absolute gems, like you said, and we can obviously just get them on the cheap or just get them for a free, because I think that we own them. So.
It's a strong competitive league. You see Chelsea and Strasbourg at the moment. Strasbourg in the League One is pretty much a Chelsea B team. Every bloody player in the Strasbourg starting 11 is somewhat tied to Chelsea, whether a loanee, an ex-player, or whatever it may be. So it's literally like having Newcastle United in the French league, for example. So I absolutely bloody welcome it with open arms. And I think if you want to be a big club in today's day and age, then I think this multi-club situation is where it's at. But guys, so that does recap the transfer approach from Newcastle United. Guys, if you're just joining us at the top of the show, not much breaking news, but Barnes is looking to switch from England to Scotland. Keith Downey reporting that Tonali, Gordon and Pope were all present at training and in chance for the weekend. Then we spoke about Florian Thauvin's move to Newcastle United back in 2015. We also recapped potential transfers with Joel Ordoñez and Aki, I forgot his name, I think it's Stein or something, the midfielder from Aki. Kes Smith, sorry. So yeah, 2 potential transfers coming to the Toon. But we will get back into the comments, guys. I know I'm a little bit behind as per usual, but after the
Corey,
comments...
do you have a cricket or something?
Oh yeah, shut the window, mate. It's bloody like a zoo in my house at the moment, mate. Bloody Taronga Zoo out the back there. Got crickets, bloody birds, snakes, spiders, whatever you want.
Bring them all in, man. Let them join the podcast.
Come and join the Corey Petting Zoo here on NUFC Talk TV, guys. Australia.
Mate, you don't have to go to Sydney Zoo. Just go to Corey's house.
But yeah, guys, we will get into the comments to catch up with all of those. And then later on in the show, we're going to have a look at Ross Wilson's career as a football, as a head of development sort of bloke, recruiting players and everything like that. So we're going to have a look at his work that he's done at his previous clubs. He's signed some absolute gems for his previous clubs. So let's hope he can replicate that for the Toon. We're going to speak about Shola Ameobi, the loan manager, a lot of criticism coming under his role at the club. And then ultimately, we're going to finish with a look at the next 5 fixtures. Guys, as always, we do have the link in the comments. If any of you lovely people want to join the show for a few minutes, come jump on board, come speak to me and the Semi, and would love to hear what you guys think. So that link is available for anyone who is keen to join. But let's get back to the people in the comments. We've got Paul Wright saying, love this channel. Listen to the Mighty Win and the American Mag arguing at night at work, and then listen to the Aussie Mags in the morning before I sleep. Keep up the great work, all involved. Paul, mate, what
Thanks,
a
mate.
lovely
Thank
comment. You. That is deserving of a...
Thanks, mate. Absolute legend.
Absolute legend, Paul, mate. Listening to Win and argue for 2 hours at work every day must be bloody exhilarating, mate. I can't listen to Chris.
I've been giving tips for my wife just the way these guys go, mate. Like I think we should start an argument just the way they do.
Yeah, well, I actually told Chris, you don't have to pay me and Semi any money to do the breakfast show. Just put it all towards the couple counselling, because we don't want to see a divorce between Win and Chris, guys. It will be a very sad day for everyone at NUFC.
Be sad day for the channel, let alone everyone that's watching.
Yeah, and as the love child myself of Win and Chris, guys, I can't see me bloody my parents' divorce, guys. So get your super chats in so we can keep funding Chris and Win's marriage counselling sessions, guys.
Mate, you definitely take the white off bloody Win, mate. That's for sure.
Win's me long lost grandfather, mate. He's me long lost grandfather. Then I think it's still bad, Dad, saying Corey is all good at this end. I think he's talking about my internet. So are you, Sam? But then Yano says, Corey, your internet is laggy. So, guys, we've got 2 different comments here. You're bloody freaking me out there.
Hey,
Yano.
I'm not going to lie. You were lagging for a bit, but now you just stopped for a bit. So let's just hope it stays that way.
It's my dad bloody watching some stuff he shouldn't be watching on that phone, mate. I'm going to have to go confiscate it off him. He's taking up all the Wi-Fi, mate. He's taking up all the Wi-Fi.
Streaming in 4K.
Get off the internet, Dad. You're ruining the show, mate. You're ruining the show. But yeah, Gog's saying, I feel we missed a trick on the Asian market, Korea, China, etc. Mate, as a man who is heavily involved in Asian football, there is not much talent coming out of Asia, unfortunately, Gog.
Mate, there's not enough. There's not much talent. Like, you know what kills me the most? Like, yeah, like he's telling me to go China and Korea. Okay, I get with Korea and Japan, maybe possibly. China's got 1.5 billion people and they still can't make the World Cup. I mean, like, if that doesn't tell you something.
But half the Chinese
and look, and India aren't any better because I think they got 1.45 billion and they still can't make it. And you know what's funny? They still suck at cricket too because we keep beating them as well. Oh, mate, you know, I think they're just not made for sport. Let's just leave China and India alone and let's just try. Corey, where'd you go?
Oh, for me. It's not my internet.
Yeah, Corey's gone offline, guys. Oh, hello, Corey. You came back.
Can you hear me, Sammy boy?
Yeah, I heard you, man.
Alrighty. So yeah, very Gogs. Yeah, I don't think there's too much talent in those markets, to be honest, mate. So maybe best to keep focusing on the Brazilian and the European markets.
Yeah, but not even that, man. Like, honestly, let's be honest. Like, for example, we've got Melbourne City down here, that's owned by Manchester City. Mate, you know what? I don't think you will ever see a player that's coming through the ranks from Melbourne City that will ever make that Manchester City squad. I mean, I think they've just invested and bought a club in the wrong spot, to be honest.
Not a bloody chance. Not a chance. Then we've got Yanu saying, wherever we recruit from, we need to change our approach to giving minutes to squad players. Yeah, man, I think with us being in so many competitions and us fighting on all fronts, I think rotation is an absolute must as of late. We've seen when we've rotated in games this season, the Tottenham game when we rotated heavily, it was one of our best performances, Yanu. So I would absolutely love to see a little bit more rotation. And with the squad that we're building, man, I think that is a very, very big possibility for sure. Gavin saying,
that's the thing, mate. If we've got proper talent in the lower grades, I mean, like, why wouldn't you choose them? That's what I'll be trying to say. Like, mate, if we had proper juniors, mate, we would choose them. Like, I think Lewis Smile is the only gem we've had for a bloody while. Him and Anderson. And look where Anderson turned out to be. But mate, honestly, like, you look at some of the kids that we've had over the last few years. If you could name me one that really made it far, I'd zip it up a bit.
Said, guys,
not that I can recall.
We are going to get into Shola Ameobi's role as loan manager. And look, a lot of the responsibility for Shola should be developing these younger players, finding them moves that suit the players. And it doesn't really seem like Shola's doing a great job at that at the moment. So we will have a look at that and have a look at maybe why our youth players aren't developing as they probably should be.
Look, the only one that sort of had a shining light as well was Minte, yeah. So, but then obviously we had to sell him for PSR reasons, which was a bit sad, and I was a bit disappointed about that. But we needed to do what we needed to do, and that was best for the club. So,
100% at that time, yeah, for sure.
At the time, we needed to do it, I guess. And then obviously we had Barnes. We had Murphy killing it on that right hand side. So which sort of made up for that miss. But I mean, you go by Alanga and he doesn't get far in either. I mean, he's just like far out. What have we missed out on?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Then we've got Gog saying, I feel agents don't do enough in getting future talent on their books from grassroots. Well, agents, they only want to make money, mate. So if they feel like a youth player isn't going to make them any money, then there's a bloody high possibility that they aren't going to get signed. So I think that's the case for many of the agents here, Gogs.
Yeah, I mean, there's too many of them going and chasing money.
Yeah. Then we've got Darren Lee on the potential transfer that we covered before, Smith from AK. He says, Smith is a first-team player at AZ. No way he will leave Holland to play in our under-21s. He wants to be a first-team squad player. Mate,
yeah, so sign him up and loan him back out. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, well, I think if we sign that bloke, he'd probably come into the first-team camp, to be honest, being around that. But in saying that, we've got a lot of players in that position. So does he necessarily get us?
Which position?
I think he's a central midfielder, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, and tell me, other than Bruno and Tonali, who's great in that position that we've got?
We've got heaps of players in that.
It doesn't matter how heaps of them. It's not like they're doing any good, are they?
Yeah, well, Willick, Ramsey, Miley are all great players still.
Miley, yes. I don't think the rest are.
You don't think Willick and Ramsey are good? Willicks and Ramsey are good players. They might not
Mate,
be
we
great
overpaid
players.
for Ramsey. Willock, we just signed him because he had an absolute wonder season. I mean, a wonder back end of the season for us in keeping us up. But then after that, what has he really done?
I think that's harsh, man. I think Ramsey's a top quality player. I think Willick.
I'm not telling you that he might not potentially be a top quality player, but I mean, he hasn't really. He didn't hit. He hit the ground running a bit at Aston Villa. I mean, but has he really done much for us? No.
Interesting there, Semi. Very, very interesting. But Yano asking you a question, Semi, I think just saying to you, he says, Sam, he doesn't even give minutes to senior squad players. Reduce the size of the squad so he has no choice but to play them. Why would you reduce the squad though, Yano?
Mate, we need a bigger squad. The squad's not big enough, as you can see.
Yeah, I think we're screaming out for some more quality in the squad, mate.
Mate, like, you know what? We've signed all these starters from other clubs and like permanently proven players, but then again, like that, they haven't been good.
No, 100%, not at all.
Like they're all playing below par.
No, not at all. I think they've been bloody.
Like, mate, honestly, we need to invest more. We need to sell more. That's what we need to do. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if I see Willock go in the summer. It wouldn't surprise me if I see half of our defense go in the summer as well. Like, I mean, there's going to be movement. There's going to be outs and ins, definitely.
Yeah, I think Willick, out of all the midfielders, is probably the most likely to get a move.
Yeah, even I think Joelinton soon will leave. I think most likely, maybe
There's no
like
way
if
Eddie's getting rid of Joelinton.
Who, Joelinton?
There's no way Eddie's going to get
no,
rid of
he's going to
Joelinton.
have to because we need another proper midfielder. We need a world-class midfielder in there.
It's not. I'd put any amount of money that Eddie would not get rid of J7, no matter.
We need to.
I know we need to, but whether Eddie will do that or not is.
He's the liability in our midfield. He's the one that Tonali and Bruno have to actually cover for and that have to create for. And like other than him being a bulldozer and obviously with his work engine, other than that, there's nothing else. It doesn't provide anything for us.
Yeah, I really only see his future at the club sort of being a disruptor in some games coming off.
That's all he is, though. That's all he is.
I just don't see him as a starting 11 player whatsoever. But we will get into a few more of the comments, guys, before we get into Ross Wilson and his career as a football director, which I think is going to be very, very interesting. So what do we got here? We've got Marco. Very warm welcome to you, Marco. Nice to see you back, mate. Give me 1 sec. Before we get to your comment, Marco, we do have a super chat here from Yano. Thank you very much, Yano, mate. First super chat of the night. Absolute legend, Lano. Absolute legend, mate.
Thanks, Yano.
Thanks for you as well. Big up yourself, Yano, mate. Much appreciated. Yano says, City have a small squad. Pep plays youth. Well, Yano, you saw how much that small squad suffered last year when Rodri got injured. They looked like a completely different side to me, at least.
Yeah, but I'm saying they've got proper youth players, though. I mean, like, you can't compare their youth to our youth.
Yeah, we look at
their players. Like, look, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're absolute machines.
Yeah.
Look, they might just suit the Pep style of footballer as well. Like, you might go and sign Oscar Bob for £60 million, and it turns out to be Willock.
Yeah. I just think having a small squad, Diano, in today's day and age in football, especially when you're a team like Newcastle competing in all competitions, you can't have a small squad, Diano. Like it's just it's going to be a disaster.
If anything, we need a deeper squad.
Yano, look at the injuries that we've had. We've only had 3 injuries this season, Yano, and look how much it has derailed our season, mate. We've had 3 players out. If we had a smaller squad than we do now, this season, like we could already be in the relegation zone. So,
we'd be like, see you later to the Premier League.
See you later. We're coming back, Championship, mate.
Bloody
with open arms. So I do appreciate your super chat, Yano. You're a top man. You're a bloody legend, mate. But unfortunately, I do disagree with you. I think a small squad in today's age is a bloody football and suicide, mate. It is absolute suicide. But we will get into Marco T's comments before we get into Ross Wilson's career and the great work he has done before coming to the Toon. So Marco says, I watched Minte during his time at Feyenoord and he terrified defences. He was a sensation. Did Howe give the go-ahead to sell him? If so, then he isn't twat because he couldn't have watched Minte. Look, man, what the Minte of today, I think our team's bloody sort of screaming out for a player like that. I thought Alenga was going to sort of be that player just running at people.
Look, I still think he will become that.
Yeah, I think there's.
I still think he will become that. Like, you know what? Maybe for all we know, his dad could be sick, his mum could be sick, or somebody's on a deathbed. Like, we don't know what's going on with him. And obviously, like, if you're mentally not all there, like, for your job, I mean, you're not going to perform. It's that simple.
Well, that's the
for all we know, he's got a sick child. We don't know what's wrong with him. Like, as much as we can criticize players, and I get we can criticize him because it was a big move. Like, still, he should be doing better at his job.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. But on that, Marco, I think you're right. Like, if the club's not identifying players like Minte, I think that is a little bit of a cause for concern. But sometimes, Marco, whatever the case may be, I think it's just players, they thrive under different environments, under different conditions. So it might have just been a fact that Minte maybe wasn't living up to the standards that we thought he would at his time at Newcastle. Maybe the environment didn't suit him at that time. And he's gone similar to Anderson. Wasn't fantastic for us. He was all right, but he's gone.
But Minte, we just signed him and we loaned him out to Feyenoord. He killed it at Feyenoord, and then we went and we sold him in the summer. So he didn't have an opportunity to play.
Yeah, well, there's obviously someone at the club who didn't appreciate what he was doing.
We needed to sell him because we got him for free. Yeah. Or we signed him for like 10 million or something. We sold him for 35. Like, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, you have to do it. Yeah, and maybe at that time, I don't think everyone knew that he was going to be the player that he has turned out to be.
We needed to do it. Mate, what can I ask you something? Would you rather keep Minte or would you rather a points deduction?
It's pretty obvious there, Semi boy.
Okay, so if it's pretty obvious, I mean, it's a no-brainer. We had to sell Minte for PSR because we were getting a points deduction. Even Anderson, we didn't want to sell him, but you know what? He's pure profit. We needed to sell him for 35 mil.
Yeah, that's exactly. Semi's making a very good point, Marco. I don't think it was necessarily maybe Eddie Howe's identification of a player. I think it was just the situation that the club was in at the time, and as unfortunate as that is, we did have to pay for the wrongdoings of the previous ownership and how the club was ran. So, look, it's very unfortunate, man, but time is still early. And with this,
yeah, but then again, like, would you rather as well? Like, would you rather sell somebody bigger than Minte, or would you rather sell Minte? So, like, in bigger, like, would it be? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was the right move for the club. We needed to do it. So, we got to move on from it. Now let's just hope Alenga finds form. Mate, let's just hope all our wingers find a bit of form. Because that way it just makes it so much easier for Voldemort to score goals. And, you know, like, this bloke's absolutely killing it.
100%. And Marco, as well, with this new transfer approach that we covered at the top of the show, I think we're going to see a lot more players like Minte, a lot of young players coming in and going on for big things. So it's early days for us at the Toon and some of these youth players, but I think this new transfer approach, mate, we're going to see some absolute gems and wonder kids coming in. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, like, you know what? Like, what we need to have in this summer is keep our sporting director, for the love of God. Don't let us go into another summer with no sporting director. We need somebody that can actually bloody negotiate.
Well, I think that's why we're seeing all these transfer rumours now, man. Like, I think the club has learnt from their mistakes last summer.
That's the thing, mate. You know what? Learn from your mistakes. That's what we want. Just learn from your mistakes. Don't keep going backwards. Move forward. That's it. Get it over and done with, mate. Let's just go for the freaking league in a couple of years. Let's go. Come on, guys.
Come on, guys. It's Thursday morning. One day until the weekend. We appreciate it.
Mate, and you know what? Monday morning. Mate, what are you talking about? Monday morning breakfast show. Us bloody losing to Manchester City. We're going to be like, mate, we were back at it, mate. Eddie Howe out.
Shut up. Guys, I was in a good momentum. I was feeling good. It's one day.
Mate, I needed to stop you.
Yeah, well, you don't need to stop anything.
Mate, look at your hair. It's bloody on fire, mate. I needed to stop you there for a bit.
Mate, the only thing you need to stop is yourself from saying stupid bloody things, Sammy boy, and making me sad. That's the only thing you got to stop. But guys, the comments have been absolutely unreal tonight, guys. We've also posted a link in the comments, guys. So any of you who do want to get involved in the video tonight, come jump on board, have a chat with me and Semi. Would absolutely love to hear what you guys have got to say. And we will continue with the comments, but let's have a little bit of a look at Ross Wilson, the new director of football that we have. And let's have a little bit of a look at what he's done to get him to the Toon. So he started off his career at Huddersfield Town. His role for Huddersfield Town was Director of Football Operations. Didn't sign a lot of players at Huddersfield. Obviously, he was on a very, very strict budget, but what made him stand out at Huddersfield was his ability to make a profit for the club. So at his first season with Huddersfield Town, or it might have been his second season, he made a huge, huge profit on Jordan Rhodes, selling him to Blackburn for £9 million, which at the time, Huddersfield fans, everyone alike, was saying that was a very, very good transfer fee, and it helped the club tremendously. It was an unreal sale by him, and that sort of got his attention from Southampton. So he only spent 3 years at Huddersfield, sort of stabilising the club, generating profit for the club. So Ross Wilson did spend 3 years at Huddersfield, sold some big players to generate profit for the club. And in doing that, Southampton came knocking in 2015. And Southampton, this is where Ross Wilson really made a name for himself. Some of the players that we're going to go over in his role of Director of Football for Southampton was absolutely unreal. So obviously,
That's whenever they were absolutely flying, eh?
Yeah, and I think a big part of that was due to Ross Wilson and his ability.
Yeah, obviously he's the one that brought all the players in.
Yeah, I think his ability to identify and recruit players really propelled Southampton, and you see where they are today without him. So very big night and day difference. Very big night and day difference. But guys, some of his biggest signings that he has made was obviously Virgil van Dijk from Celtic. This was back in 2015, and believe it or not, Wilson managed to secure the signing for 11 million euros, which
absolute bloody bargain.
That's like going down to the bloody shops and getting a Cadbury Easter egg for $1, mate. Unreal bargain, mate. Unreal bargain. So, very big signing Wilson was able to do there. You look at some of the other signings Wilson's made at Southampton. Some of the names I'm going to mention.
Sadio Mane?
Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. He was at Bayern at the time, couldn't get a single sniff for Bayern. He signed him to Southampton, and that's where he made a name for himself. Obviously, Højbjerg's played for clubs like Tottenham and so forth. So he went on to do big things, and it was another massive signing for Wilson at Southampton. He then went on to sign Oriol Romeo, the other central midfielder who was a big leader for Southampton. I think he was a captain, if I'm not mistaken, for a while there. He signed him from Chelsea, made over 200 appearances for Southampton. So you look at the first three players Wilson signed at Southampton, just full of quality, man, especially for a club in the position that Southampton were at the time. He then went on to sign Jen Bednarak, the centre back, who stayed at the club for a very, very long time and who was a very, very consistent Premier League defender. And then we get into Danny Ings from Liverpool. Danny Ings was absolutely knackered at Liverpool. Was out of favour hugely. He came to Southampton and was on fire, man. He scored an absolute bag of goals, eventually earning his big move to Villa. So generated a lot of money with those signings as well. And then Kyle Walker-Peters as well. What a signing. Like, you look at those 5 players, Sammy, for a club like Southampton to recruit some of those players.
Huge.
Like Ross Wilson, man, working absolute bloody wonders at those clubs. Absolute.
Well,
wonders.
I hope it works wonders for us, man, because we need some decent signings in.
Yeah, 100%.
Look, as much as I hate to say it, since Dan Ashworth, we haven't really hit the ground running with signings, have we?
I think they've been consistent. I think they've been strong, but probably not to the level that we're after to make it to that next.
Like our best signings have been from him, from Dan Ashworth. Well, he signed all our main players, really.
100%. That's really what earned him the move to Manchester United. So if you're getting the move,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Manchester
and then he was cutting the grass at Manchester United for 6 months, and then he, I don't know where he ended up now. So
straight to gardening leave, mate. Getting on the whippersnipper, getting on the lawnmower, doing all the hedges, mate. Then Ashworth is knackered now. But guys, they're some of the biggest players that Wilson was responsible for bringing into Southampton. But if we have a look at some of the players that he helped move on from Southampton, generating huge transfer fees. So he sold Liverpool to £40 million, which at the time for Sadio Mane, I think everyone was saying it was probably a very good transfer fee. 40 million
at that
for Sadio
time,
Mane
bloody oath
at
it
that
was.
time. Yeah, at that time,
That was
absolutely
before the
unreal.
prices were so inflated.
Yeah. And then here comes his best bit of work for me. We spoke about him bringing in Virgil van Dijk for a very small fee. I think it was 11 million euros. And then he went on to sell Virgil van Dijk to Liverpool for 75 million. So a world record fee for a centre-back at that time. So look, man, his pedigree for itself is very strong. And then if you look at some other players, he sold Nathaniel Klein, Victor Wanyama, and Morgan Schneiderlin, all for some very big transfer fees. So, Semi, I don't think you can say that his work at Southampton was nothing short of amazing, to be honest, man. Unreal.
Yeah, of course, from where they were coming up, and then them bloody making the Europa League and all that sort of stuff. I mean, they had some fantastic seasons, Southampton. Especially like you got to look at the club that they are. You know, so like I mean, they were a tough side to beat, man. Nobody wanted to go down to Southampton and play.
No one, bro. Even Snyder and players like that, they're just so
Man,
solid.
no way, mate. Nobody wanted to go down there. So I mean, like he did a really good job there.
Yeah, and then he went on to move to Rangers, where he did win the Premiership under his reign at that time at the club. Some of his work at Rangers, obviously, it's a very different job to a Premier League side. Teams like Rangers and in the Scottish League, they're obviously not working for huge transfer budgets. So a lot of his best work came from free transfers. But for me, I think that's almost as impressive, you know, as signing these cheaper players and moving them on. Like if you can find quality in free transfers, man, that is, you know, you dig in the bottom of the barrel, man, and he was able to do that. Same with a lot of academy. He signed a lot of players from academies who went on to do big things. Players like Calvin Bassey, who's gone on to do some very big things, signed from the Leicester Academy. Balogun, Lundstrom, Mark Tillman, who's now playing in the Champions League. So some very good and smart signings he'd done at Rangers, but probably didn't do the same amount of work as his time at Southampton. And then we get into his last job before joining the Toon, and that came from Nottingham Forest. Came in.
Look, mate, he hasn't signed anyone for Newcastle. It's been there for that bloody long. No, honestly, like I hope it does well for us, man. Like we do need to sign some young quality players. I think that is something we definitely do lack is young quality players, and you could definitely see it in the under 21s because obviously if we did have that quality, I mean, we wouldn't be sitting where we're sitting, and I don't think we're doing really well down there.
No, not at all, man. Not at all.
Mm.
But we'll just do a quick recap of some of the players that he signed for Nottingham Forest, man, because they're absolutely unreal. He signed Murillo, their current centre-back, for 10 million. 10 million,
Bargain.
which is bloody unreal. He signed Anthony Alenga, evidently, from Manchester United to Nottingham Forest for a very small fee of 13 mil. And then us idiots
13 mil.
13 mil, and then us idiots went and spent about 50 on it.
Mate, he sold them to us for 55 mil.
We should deduct Ross Wilson's salary for 1 year, mate, for selling us that crap.
The bloke stuffed us. The bloke stuffed us over. He stuffed the club that he's going to. You know what? I reckon that's what the board looked at, mate. You know what? This guy is actually bloody good. He stuffed us over. Let's go sign him.
Yeah, if you made us pay 50 million for Alenga, mate, we need you a part of.
Mate, we need you. Sure. We need you to sell somebody for a bloody 100 mil.
Come and sell Anthony Gordon to Liverpool for 130 million, and we'll build you a statue outside of James's Park. You will have a shiny statue, mate. And then, so a few of the other players we had: Anthony Alenga, very cheap; Murillo, very cheap; Ola Einar, their fullback, was a free transfer from Torino. He's absolutely unreal, man. He's such a physical fullback. Callum Hudson-Odoi for 3 million, Semi. 3 million, pretty much a free transfer in today's market. And then
3.5, mate. 3 mil. That's
insane, eh? You can't even buy a chicken burger for 3 million in Australia anymore. It's that expensive these days. So, look, guys,
we're running out of chickens down here, guys.
Ross Wilson has done some absolutely incredible work, as we have just recapped. So very, very exciting stuff for everyone involved at Newcastle. And let's just
look, he's got potential to do very well at Newcastle, because obviously now we're a lot more attractive than what we were, and we're a lot more attractive than the clubs he was at as well. So maybe, hopefully, he can work his matching and get us some good, like probably some big players in. That's what we're asking for. So, God.
We've got a comment here from Geordie Dan. He says, if you're looking for Asian talent, the mighty Win is your man. I'm off to Thailand to find the new version of BDB. Geordie Dan, mate, what are you doing to me? Top quality by you, mate. Absolutely unreal. Marco T saying, bring back Newcastle reserves. It would benefit the youngsters because they would be mixed in with the experienced older players. Yeah, 100%, man. I think the level of under 21s right now is so high that you might not need to necessarily do that. But I think your point of them getting a little bit more playing time with some older players is always good, man. Playing alongside someone with a bit of experience, a cool, calm head, that does bloody wonders for you, man, playing alongside a veteran. So
of course it does, but like, I just don't think the quality's there.
Yeah, in the academy.
You know what I mean? Like, honestly, like if we did have the quality, like why would he not try and give these kids a go? Like, because obviously kids are more hungrier than the players that are always playing.
Yeah.
Because they want to make the team. They want to make that first team squad. Like, I mean, I just don't think the talent's there.
Yeah, 100%. I think we've been very unlucky. I think we probably would have seen like Murphy and everyone come into the team this season, but obviously he had an injury as well. So some of the players who probably could have came in through injury in those positions have been injured themselves in the youth academy. So it's just been a bit of a situation of bad luck and maybe poor quality to mix with that. But a very, very good point by you, Marco. Then we've got Darren speaking about Australian players. Darren, mate, what are you doing? You're scouting the Aussie team, eh? He says, what about Jackson Irvine, Milos Degniak, and emerging talent like Alessandro Sakati? Jackson Irvine, I think, is about 32 years old. Milos Degniak
Jackson Irvine, there's a reason why he plays for Burton. But
for who? He plays for Paulie.
Who?
FC Paulie in the Bundesliga.
Well, he used to play for bloody Burton.
And then for the big dogs, mate.
I couldn't tell
Germany.
Mate, I couldn't tell you who the other two are, mate, to be honest with you. Like I said, I don't watch the A-League, and mate, whenever you watch it, you understand why we don't watch it.
Darren, mate, you probably know more about the Australian setup than Semi does, mate. So big ups to
yourself. And not just that. Like, honestly, look, here in Australia, the A-League is on Paramount Plus. Yeah, I mean, like, that's a subscription that I don't have, and I'm not going to pay money to watch the A-League. That's just that's like Corey going gambling.
It's like Sunday League, guys. It's bloody absolutely horrendous. Marco elaborating on his point on Minte, he says, my point about Minte is that Howe must have chosen Minte as a sacrificial lamb. Marco, I just think at that time, man, like if we didn't, it was either we had to sell Minte and Anderson, or we would have had to sell one of our stars, whether that had been Bruno at the time, or there was obviously talks, I think, around that time with Liverpool and Gordon. So, look, man, if we didn't offload those players, I think financially the club would have been in ruins. So I don't think.
Well, really, that's the thing. Apparently, Liverpool were coming in with an £80 million bid for Gordon, and I just don't think that they wanted to sell Gordon. And I don't blame him. Like Gordon's still young. Like he's not old. Like he's probably what is he 25, 26, something like that.
24.
Yeah, like he's young. Like, you know what I mean. Like his best years are ahead of him. Like he's only going to get better. So who would you rather sell? Someone that's not Premier League proven, that's been at Feyenoord, killed it. Like, I get he's a good player, but I don't think he suits our style of play or Eddie Howe's style of play.
Yeah, I think
But
unfortunately,
he only plays his best games against us.
yeah. Unfortunately, Marco, I don't think it was from a club's point of view. I think it was just financially, mate. We did have to do it.
We needed to do it financially. Yeah.
100%. Geordie Dan saying, hopefully Park Sung So gets a run out at some point. Yeah,
That's
mate,
the
I
one.
think all of us watching preseason were hoping the exact same thing. He even had a few promising games in the youth academy at the first half of the season. And then he's sort of gone missing. I haven't heard much about him since. So I think if we get a Korean player, man, like just in terms of like your market value, and I think
huge.
the Korean market, like look at all the fans,
Huge.
son. Like Tottenham literally would go have preseason tournaments in Korea because they'd fill out 70,000 stadiums to see Son.
Just to watch Son, 100%.
Yeah, if we can get a Korean player to be half the player that Son was, man, it will benefit.
You know, these guys got big raps on
tenfold.
him, yeah. He's got absolutely massive raps on him. And, like, you know what? And you've seen the potential there as well in the preseason. What is he? He's like 17 or something.
Yeah.
Like, his bloke's young. So
Yeah,
just give him a bit more
he's young,
time, and I'm sure Eddie will work his magic.
Yeah, let him fill out a bit, man, and then I think we'll definitely see him feature a bit more. But it's just a bit concerning. I haven't heard much about him. So, guys, if you do know what is going on with him at the moment, because like I said, the news on his front has been bloody quiet. So I'm just having a look now at the moment. It did look like he started in the game against Harrogate Town. He did, yeah. So he did start the game against Harrogate Town. Unfortunately, we did lose 3-1 against them. But besides that, man, he hasn't been featuring. He hasn't been performing. Like, not many goals, not many assists since the Mansfield game back in October. So, look, guys, hopefully he does get back on the park and we do see him, because we do need a lot of youth players coming in and getting around the setup. But, guys, I do want to speak about Shola and his position at the club as loan manager, because it is coming under scrutiny. And with this 100-day review coming up, it does look like he might get the boot. But before we do that, we will pump through some of these comments quick fire, because the Mighty Win and Chris will be live in 20 minutes, guys. So we'll try and pump through this as quickly as we can. So Yano says, Ameobi on key looks after the welfare of the players whilst they're on loan. He has no control over where they go and what playing minutes they get.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting, because I think I'm pretty sure he organises.
No, he does. He has to organise where they go.
Yeah,
but obviously our club has to come in and offer him a deal as well. It's not like he's just going to go around and start offering for clubs and say, oh, you know what, yeah, we'll pay this much for him. Like,
no, I think you're definitely right. Yeah, I know. Like his job as a loan manager is to look at the welfare players, make sure all the players who are on loan are doing okay and so forth. But I'm pretty sure that he does liaison with the club and organises the loan moves as well. But we will do a little bit of a deep dive before the end of the show on Shola. Gog saying, as a manager, you are damned if you do and damned if you don't. Consistency of wins would possibly allow youth to play last 20 minutes of a game. Another good point by you, mate. Another good point.
We don't have the youth.
Yeah,
we just got a bit of depth in our first team. Like, we've got no depth. We've got no depth in our youth. Like, we don't got a Downman that we can just put on and be an absolute wonder, like a wonder kid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't have that. We don't have that sort of young guns or that youth that are coming through.
No, I think Ashby and Harrison probably the next in line, but even them, man, like, not hearing much glowing reviews from them.
Ashby went on loans 3 times. Yeah, he went to QPR. I think he went. Where else did he go? I know he went to QPR. He went somewhere else.
Well, that's the thing, man. You'd probably imagine if he wasn't injured in the last few weeks that he probably would have got, with Hall being injured, you probably would have seen him get and Tino injured, you probably would have seen him be involved. But due to his injury, unfortunately for Ashby, he couldn't capitalise on his chance when it came. But
man, you know what? He's probably another player that we saw.
I agree with Semi there. I don't think at his age, I think he's getting like 22 Semi for a young player. Like
no, I think he's a lot older than that.
Older than 22, Ashby? Surely not.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I keep thinking him as
Dude, we signed him 3 seasons ago with Gordon.
He's 24 years old, man.
He's 24, yeah.
He's ready for retirement home, Ashby, mate. Far out.
But he's 24, yeah. But like he can't crack the first side. Like, I mean, if you can't crack the first side when you're 24, you probably know you're not good enough.
Far out, man. Especially after he played that season at QPR, played pretty consistently. I thought he would have definitely cracked through. But yeah, like Semi says, man, I just don't think we got much quality there whatsoever at the moment.
No chance in hell.
Gog saying J7 plays better with Hall playing left back. Yeah, we've covered this a lot on this show, man. J7 has pretty much been playing as a temporary left back for a majority of these games. So I think once we get these players back and fit, we're going to see this team play a lot better. And our transition,
100%. Like I said, mate, put Tino on the right, put Hall on the left. You got Botman and Child. That's our best back four, and it's going to help that. It's going to help that midfield so much because there's just so much quality there. You know, they don't have to keep dropping back on that left on Dan Burn running back. Both they don't get me started at the end. Just continue.
Slapping
I'm about to bloody coming to Karate Kid here. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, slapping a bird says, "Hey Corey, sell us your eyebrows, mate. I don't have bloody eyebrows. They're bloody invisible, mate. I don't have a single." Oh, yeah, that's shocking. Eh? I look like Voldemort. I literally look like Voldemort. I've got no eyebrows, no eyelashes. It's bloody dire days, mate. Bloody. Mate,
I'm gonna be seeing Corey on Saturday, mate. I reckon just me having one look at Corey, I'm gonna be blinded for the next show, guys. I'm gonna be wearing sunnies, mate. My pupils are dilated, and there's been too much light into my eyes.
Guys, I haven't seen Semi in about 3 years' time, and the first time I'm going to be seeing him is
more,
Saturday.
bro. More. I think it's been about 6. I swear to God,
5 or 6 years. I haven't seen Semi's
before COVID.
Face.
Oh, thanks, man.
Literally before COVID. And you know what he's going to do for the first time I see him?
I'm going to hug you, mate. As soon as I see you, I'm going to give you a hug.
Yeah, and then he's going to chuck me up in a roof to run cables, guys. So that's
no, you and I jump up.
So we've got Lee Dickinson saying, letting Anderson and Minte go was criminal, and not enough questions have been asked of how. He does not integrate kids into the team and is not the right manager to take the Toon any further.
Why? Elliot Anderson played a fair bit of games last season.
Yeah, that's pretty bloody harsh
there. Mate, we didn't have Minte. Minte was on loan to Feyenoord. It was killing it in the Champions League.
Well, like we've said many times on this show, Lee Dickinson, I don't think the club wanted to let either of these players go, but it was
they didn't. We just had to.
It was the financial position that we were in, unfortunately, Lee. But look, mate, he does not integrate kids, but like we said 1,000 times on this show, I think that's just a level of quality.
I reckon. Let's talk about Shola and who we should or potentially go for.
Yeah, let's get into Shola, guys, because Chris and Win, our favourite married couple, will be going live in about 17 minutes' time after us, guys. So stick around for the lads going live in 17 minutes. But, guys, let's get into Shola Ameobi, obviously former striker of Newcastle United. In 2019, he did get appointed as the loan manager or loan coordinator is the actual role. So his position is under growing scrutiny at the moment. Fans and insiders say the system isn't working as well as it should be. Loanees like Antonio Cordero have questioned the oversight, and internal reviews show that Ross Wilson and the senior recruitment team are now stepping in. Ameobi retains a role, but the power dynamics appear to be shifting. So look, at his time, from lack of developing youth players. Criticism has also come from a lot of fans and people not actually understanding what the role of his job is. And that's, to be honest, that's me included. We had someone in earlier in the show saying that he isn't responsible for any of the actual loan players going out and securing those deals. I've heard quite the contrary. I thought that he was heavily involved in that with the transfer team. So,
isn't that his job?
Yeah, this is what I'm saying, guys. If he's been at the club since 2019 and us fans don't even know what his actual role is, then I think it's pretty fair to be scrutinising his position.
Man, I think his role was whenever Adidas came back in, him eating an apple on the bloody bike.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, guys. So look, a lot of scrutiny is coming under his position. He's more of like, to me, he's like more of a club ambassador than someone.
Yeah, like mate, like honestly, we need to get someone in professional India to get the. Mate, we need a good junior system because if we get injuries, we need to know that we've got juniors to count on.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that the whole point of having juniors?
Yeah, well, that's the other thing, Sammy boy. Like, especially with Ross Wilson coming in, the new CEO, and all these changes in the backroom staff. Are all of the new people involved in the backroom staff, the CEO, Ross Wilson, are they going to want to bring in their own man for that position, someone that they know?
You know what, man? That's fine by me as long as they do a good job.
Yeah.
100%. Like, mate, at the end of the day, it's like me getting you to come and help me do an alarm system. Like, mate, I'm comfortable with you. I know what you can do. Like, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, if you've got faith in someone that's going to help you out, I mean, you're going to use him. Like, it's not bloody rocket science, but mate, we need somebody to get in there and do a good job because at the moment, I mean, like, let's say over the last 20 years, I mean, we haven't really had much luck in the junior system.
Yeah. Well, like I said, man, I don't think you can be putting too much criticism on Shola because as of recent years, man, like the backroom staff has been so chop and change. Like we've gone from Amanda. We've changed backroom staff so many times.
Yeah, but we knew that from the start of the takeover. They were only going to be there for a couple of years.
100%. But what I'm saying is, if Shola's working under all these different people, under all these different bosses, like obviously everyone's approach is going to be different to the people who was working under previously. Now he's got Ross Wilson, he's got Hopkinson coming in, so obviously they're going to want a different approach for Shola and what they expect out of Shola. So maybe his position, his title wasn't clearly indicated to him at the time, or I feel at this current time with this 100-day review coming up, I feel like Hopkinson and Wilson, especially with the loan manager, like Wilson and the loan manager are going to have to work very tight-knit with each other to organise the future of our club, the future of our transfer. So I think we're probably going to see Wilson bring in his own man for that position, and then hopefully Shola can still stay at the club. But like I said, I'd probably rather see him in maybe an ambassador role. Because we just haven't seen much if he's been here since 2019, Sammy.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like even before then, like we haven't really had much juniors to what do you call it, to look upon and say, you know what, mate, you're good enough to play for the first team. Well, very rarely. Probably since Santiago Munez, but in saying that, it's
Yeah.
Come on, Corey, get it, mate. Far out.
I'm a bit slow on my soundboard today here, Sammy boy. I'm a little bit
Mate, you know
slow,
what? I just feel like, mate, you're ready to hunt, you bloody Dracula. Come on, man. Wakey.
wakey, eggs and bakey.
Bakey, mate. Wakey. Hey, you know what? It's morning for Corey, even though it's bloody nighttime. Hasn't had his morning coffee.
I don't sleep, mate. Not at all. But, yeah, guys, like, to be honest, on Shola, I can't really go too much in depth with that because I feel obviously a lot of fans really don't know his role at the club, and I think that's why he's been getting so much scrutiny because no one knows what the bloody hell he's doing. So probably looking. We need a proper one.
We need a proper loan manager, whatever you guys really want to call it. Just somebody that's got to do with the youth, man. Just get me a professional in that position.
100%.
You know why? Because honestly, okay. If we don't have the youth that we can use for that first team, imagine we cop the injuries that we copped 2 seasons ago whenever we had 11 first team players out.
Yeah.
I mean, we're definitely going to struggle. Like, get me somebody in there that we can, like, for an example, we got injuries, we can rely on our juniors.
Yeah.
Because at this rate, there's no one that we can count on.
I agree with you, Sammy boy, 120%. But guys, it has been an incredible show. We've still got 10 minutes to go until Chris and Win go live, guys. So please make sure you stay until the end of the show because Chris and Win will be going live straight after us. But for the last 10 minutes of the show, guys, we will be going over all of the questions and all of the comments that we have missed. So guys, in the last 10 minutes, if you have any questions for Sam or myself, put them in the chat, put a Q in front of them. And if you guys want to jump on the actual live stream, come say good day to me and Semi. The link is there for you guys to do that. But we've got Kevin coming in from Lakeland, Florida again. Big up yourself, Kevin, mate. Always great.
How you going there, Kev, mate?
The
Up the mighty Dolphins. Mate, I actually go for the Dolphins, mate, but they bloody suck. I don't know what the hell's wrong with them.
Mate, you got a sports team in every bloody league and all.
Yeah, you know what? That way, I've got an all year round sports like sort of thing that I can watch. Whenever somebody says, "Oh, I can't watch rugby league," I'll be like, "Mate, you know what? I watch football. I watch basketball. I watch bloody NFL." Yeah, it's good stuff.
Good stuff. But we've got
my wife hates it though.
I think your wife just hates you, mate. She can't stand this crap anymore.
Yeah, of course she hates me. Yeah, I can tell, man. Yeah. She said yes to me. Yeah, she hates me. 3 kids.
Poor wife, mate. She's looking after all the kids while Semi's downstairs talking about football for 2 hours every day.
Yeah, she's like to me. She's like, "Are you doing the podcast today?" And then I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, who's gonna put the kids to sleep, mate? You are." It's your job, mate.
Put your YouTube video in the background, Semi, for the kids to go.
My job is to entertain the blokes on the bloody screen and watching the podcast.
But Marco T says, controversial, but imagine how, as a Man City manager, they would be killers with his intensity tactics. Half of our squad is too old for Howe's tactics. Very, very good point. Geordie Dan saying, they sold Minty so they didn't have to sell Gordon or Bruno. 100% Geordie Dan, mate.
Mate, that's a no-brainer. You saw Minty, you saw Anderson, mate. You saw bloody Pope if you had to.
Yeah, no, for sure. Darren also saying, if we had sold Gordon between 80 and 100 million back then, we could have kept Anderson and Minte.
Doesn't matter. I mean, they're not. Then we needed to go sign 80 million bloody left winger.
Yeah, I don't think that would have probably played out as expected, to be honest, man. Yano saying, we didn't play Tonali, we played Longstaff. Didn't play Hall and played Burn. Didn't play Tiao until Shah got injured. Ramsdale don't play until Pope gets injured. So Yano doing a little bit of Eddie Howe mathematics there, mate. I don't think Yano's too happy with Eddie Howe at the moment, mate. But
well, I feel like it's that Eddie Howe guy out, isn't he?
Yeah, Yano's not too happy with
Eddie Howe,
mate, but I don't think you're the only one.
Mate, look, I reckon Yano in a few weeks is going to be like, mate, how bloody good is Eddie Howe, mate? The bloke's tactics are unbelievable.
Yano's going to come join the happy clappers, mate, after the City win, I'm telling you, after the City win. Graham saying, Eddie doesn't like young players. That's made me laugh about us being linked with the Dutch player. There's zero chance he will join us. Well, Graham, I don't think it's just a Dutch player, man. I think it's the entire new approach that Newcastle United is trying to implement, whether it's the Brazilian market or young European wonder kids. I think we're definitely going in a different approach, man. And like me and Sam have said probably 8 or 9 times on this show tonight, I don't think it's necessarily that Eddie doesn't want to play the youth. I just don't think Eddie wants to play the current youth players we have. I just don't think he sees the quality in them.
There's this not like, mate. Yeah, you know what? Like, you get Chelsea that goes on an 18-year-old Gustavo. Like,
yeah.
Imagine having that in your bloody youth.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a no-brainer. That's a player you start. I mean, he's an amazing talent. I mean, if you can name me one of those that in our bloody youth, I'll zip it up. But mate, I don't think we've got anyone close to Gustavo.
There's like Harrison, man, but that's more than him than it is. Like, Harrison for me is just the name at the moment. Like, he hasn't shown Alfie Harrison or whatever he's.
Yeah, Alfie Harrison. Like, apparently he's meant to be a massive thing that we've signed for Manchester City. I don't even know what he looks like anymore.
More of a bloody name. What did we just get then? I think we got a super chat. Let's have a quick look here. Yano, mate.
Yano again with it.
Big up, Yano, mate. You're a bloody legend tonight. Big up yourself, Yano. Bang, 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 Yano.
Thanks for the super chat again there, Yano.
Mate, you're a top man. Yano says, not Eddie Howe out, am Eddie Howe better.
Mate. I bloody agree with that. See, I'm not Eddie Howe out. I've said it multiple times in this show. I don't want Eddie Howe to leave, and I don't want him to get sacked.
Bro, I think
I think Eddie Howe can be the manager to take us a lot further than what he has, because he's taken us a bloody long way. I mean, if he's taken us this far, I don't get why he can't take that next step.
100%.
But I agree, Eddie Howe better because some of his decision making lately has been abysmal, and I agree with you, Yano. Mate, you know what? I reckon tomorrow or bloody Monday after the win against Manchester City, fingers crossed, mate. We're gonna get you live on the bloody chat as well, man.
Yano, yeah, come live, Yano, mate. I absolutely loved your comment. Not Eddie Howe out and Eddie Howe better. I think that's
and
the
hopefully
best way.
he does better this weekend, guys. So
yeah, no, that's an unreal comment, Yano. Big up yourselves, mate. You're a top man for sure. Paul Wright saying there's a cricket sound in the background, a reference to the Ashes. Domination incoming, lads. It's going to be domination.
Mate,
for the
it's
Ashes
going to
incoming.
be an absolute domination. See, that's an Australian side I support, not the bloody Socceroos. Anyone that has a soccer in front of their bloody, what do you call it, have no idea about football.
Knackered, mate. Absolutely knackered. But guys, let us know if you just want us to do a Ashes watch along live here on the channel.
Mate, we could do it. Me and Corey, mate, on the beers, pumping them, mate. If you want, we'll go to the ground as well. We'll just put you guys live on the show, mate. What do you guys reckon? We'll talk about the Ashes.
We've got Lynn saying Ross Wilson will do a good job for us. See what January brings. He's made decent signings. 100% Lynn. I am definitely in the same boat as you. Gog saying Leicester didn't have talent when they won the league. They had desire and the want.
Didn't have talent.
Didn't have talent.
What are you talking about?
Jamie
mate,
Vardy.
Where's the sound? Put the bloody sound on.
That's a bloody which one's that for you, Gogs?
Yeah, mate. You know, you've ripped some good comments today, but no talent. What are you talking? Mara's becoming one of like the best right wingers to play the game. Kante, an absolute engine that doesn't stop. Bloke won a World Cup. Mate, Harry Maguire. Come on, mate. Come on.
All right. Guys, we got about 3 or 4 minutes until the beautiful, mighty win and Chris go live, guys. So we're going to.
Hey, we can't end it with such a bad comment. Come on, give me a good one.
Yeah, no, we're going to pump him. We're going to pump him. So we got Mark.
No, just give me one more.
No, guys, come on. We've got 4 minutes. 4 minutes. It's Thursday morning, guys. Thursday morning. 1 day till the weekend. 4 minutes to go until the end of the show. Let's catch up with these comments, guys, and let's get excited for the weekend. Marco says, Harry get exposed how weak the 21s are physically. Park has skills, but he's so weak. They definitely need to strengthen up. Neve is the only player that looks strong enough.
Mate, there's only one way they're going to strengthen up. Hit the bloody gym, mate. Go get yourself on roids and... No. Just kidding. No.
Get on the steroids, boys.
Just go hit the... This honestly...
Just giants in.
Mate, bloody oath. Mate, Nick Minute will say bloody son just... taller than Sam Burn. Man, how'd you get that on? Mate, all drugs, eh?
Get the academy on some bloody steroids and some steaks, and we're going to have some giants ready for Eddie Howe, mate.
Mate, he does love giants, man, I'll tell you that.
We've got another comment here on Shola. I love Shola, but he seems to be a bit slow. How he got the job is beyond belief. I do love Shola because he is a Mackem slayer.
Look, he was very slow for us as a player as well. I mean, like, he did score a few goals, but it wasn't much.
Yeah.
And it was there for about 20 years.
All right, Sammy boy, I've got to quickly pump through these, man, because we only got 1 minute, so just bear with me. Another super chat in the last 2 minutes to go. Who do we have here? We've got Mercury Dime.
Mercury Dime, thanks, mate. Thank you very much.
Mate, what a legend, Mercury.
Absolute legend. Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Absolute legend, mate. Big up yourself.
Thank you. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you.
You're a top man, mate. You're a top man. Marco calling me Ginger Dracula.
Calling you a Dracula?
What's going on? Then we've got Slapping a Bird says, Corey is so white and Ginger is almost shirts big up yourself, Slapping.
Mate, I'm telling you, I think I'm going to have to wear sunnies on Monday morning, guys. I mean, like, bloody hell, this bloke's definitely going to blind me.
Alright, guys. Unfortunately, we've only got a minute till the other boys go live, so we've got to quickly end this, guys. But one of my favorite streams. You guys are all awesome. You guys are absolutely unreal. We love everything about this breakfast show. All of your comments, guys. It is absolutely a ride to do it. Guys, the boys are going live in 30 seconds, so we do have to let you go. Sammy boy, you can say goodbye to the lovely people.
And thank you very much for the super chats, guys. I mean, you guys have been absolutely amazing, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Take care, beautiful people.
See you guys.
Early in the morning. Wakey, wakey,